When we started, the roof sagged, the porch sagged, the front step even sagged. Everything sagged. The legs were crooked. It was sad. But we started anyway, and the first thing we started on was the front step, which was down about 6 inches on the left-hand side. Knocked out the posts, pulled out the old weed. There was a lot of garbage underneath the porch. Apparently somebody thought it was a trash dump. But as you can see, the old post was down about 5 inches from the new post, and the end was kind of rotted, but that got cut off. Had to make sure everything was level and the way it should be. It was kind of fun trying to jack up that 2 inches of concrete. But anyway, had to break out about a 70-year-old concrete slab in order to put new foundations in or new footings in, I should say, for the garage. So I had to put in temporary posts. Drum was helping all the time. Supervising maybe is a better term. But he was there all the time. Got the remesh in, got all this concrete broken out, got these nice trenches dug, rebar put in place, and then we put in the new front step and closed in the area where they had plants, which was pushing water back underneath the house and rotting the legs. And then came the concrete. Thank heavens we had a good neighbor who, he and his son did the concrete because he was in the concrete business, and I had helped him work in his house, which is actually right next door. But boy, there was a lot of concrete, about 6 yards, and because of the roof being on, we couldn't get the truck in as close as we wanted. But in the end, we wound up with a new front step and patched concrete walk and new slab, and we were ready to go to work and build ourselves a bedroom. First thing, of course, was to put down a base plate, and then to fill in the walls. We had to fill them in. We couldn't stand them up because the way it was. Brand new posts, and of course this time they're straight. And this angle looks like the roof's crooked, but it's really not. It's just an angle of the camera. Got the walls framed in, and the pictures. Looking from the back, there were actually 3 windows in the back door. The 4th window is just a little shot for the air conditioner, a little hole for the air conditioner to stick through. Drum, of course, is supervising, make sure everything's done properly. Looking out the front window, you could see Ashley's little car, and very soon we actually had a front window in there, and 3 of them, front and side, but it took a while to get the 4th one in, but beginning to come together and running electrical lines. Then we put on the first coat of insulation. This is something new for this house because the walls have 0 insulation in them. So we put in the R-Tech on the outside, and then R11 or R13 rather on the inside. So we put on T111 on the outside. First time I'd ever worked with that. It actually worked pretty well. Inside, the ceilings, believe it or not, had to be R30, which, again, given that R4 is what's on the other side of the house, is kind of strange. Kelly did some sheetrocking with the mail lady looking on, and Drum, of course, supervising. A nice little machine to lift it up and hold it in place while you do the ceiling, which is a godsend. Beginning to look like a little bit like a room. We've got the closet in the corner, and you see out the back door, of course, with it open. The last thing on the major thing was the tile work, which we were going to put down wood, but because of the fresh concrete tile was easier. Put in a fan, all those kinds of wonderful things, and got to the point of actually putting in some furniture. And Drum, of course, is supervising. See how the room turned out. It's a little narrow because it was a carport, so it's only 9 feet wide, but it's almost 20 feet long, so it is actually a very nice sized little room. And here's the results. Across the street, the walls are straight. A nice little railing makes the front looks a lot different. See, the roof is straight, although it's at an angle here, but that's because I'm down a little lower. And here's a before and after. So we took an ugly duckling and made it not into a swan, but into a little less ugly duckling. Did that all in about 6 weeks.